Okay. Ooh. So I'm just going to give this a little test out on YouTube Live because I've been using Facebook for the last few little classes I've done. I just sort of want to compare the two and see maybe what sounds better or looks better and what works for the most amount of people really. Yeah, kind of I'm not very tech minded, so kind of seeing maybe what's the easiest one to move around as well to different places. So I've just been for I think saying run is a bit excessive. I've been for like a little jog. So I just want to stretch out my legs, to be honest, just before I have my tea. So I'm just going to do a little flow for you. Yeah, and we shall see how we get on. So it's not going to be too long, just working on the legs in particular. So we're just going to start to move the mat a little bit. Out a little bit. Just like to move around on the carpet. There we go. I'm just coming into seated pose, sitting up nice and tall. That was my hip. That was an amazing click. Hope you didn't hear that. We'll take our 3 breaths to tune in. So bringing the hands down to the sides. Take a nice big inhale to float all the way up, nice and tall. Easy exhale out the mouth. Brings the hands down to the chest. Just plugging the thumbs into the heartbeat. Find that nice, easy rhythm. 2 more times just the same. Big inhale floats you up. Easy exhale softens you back down. And one last time. Big inhale. Easy exhale. And while we have the thumbs on the heartbeat, it's a good time just to scan through the body and just notice how it feels. It might be the temperature of the skin, maybe a connection to the ground, or in between your palms. And then draw that attention towards the breath without changing it too much, just noticing if it's maybe high in the chest, lowering the belly. Maybe it's quick or slow. And finally, the mind. I just want you to notice how you feel right this moment. And whenever you feel ready to, we'll start to bring those hands down. I'm going to go straight into a little cat-cow, a little stretch for the back. So slowly coming over onto the knees and the hands. Nice flat back in this position. Looking out in front, we inhale to lift the head and the bottom nice and high, belly low as you look up. And then as you exhale, curling the spine all the way up towards the ceiling. If you haven't got a baggy top on, looking in between your legs with that nice big stretch in the back. So inhale takes you back through. Push the hands down as you look up. And exhale, we curl it all the way around. Good. One more just like that. So big inhale lifts you up. Hands down, push the shoulders down. And then exhale, curl it all the way around. Then we can take our moving cat-cow. So in your cat pose, looking between the legs, slowly bring your bottom all the way down to your feet, coming into your child's pose. Maybe lengthening those hands a little further away, bringing the head down if you can. Soften the elbows down. And then as you inhale, slowly coming back up onto those hands and knees into your cow pose again. Let's do that one more time. So curl the spine into cat. Nice and slowly go down. It feels good just to stay in that child's pose a bit longer. Just ease it there. And coming up in your own time. Good. From that position, I'm going to come into a little supported side plank. So I want you to take your left foot, sweep it over to the side so it's going all the way over. Bring your left hand and your right, your left knee even, in line with one another. Then gently rock over, straightening this leg out, pulling up your trolleys at the same time and bringing this hand up. To start with, if you can, I want you to turn that hand and bring it overhead. So it's a nice big stretch in towards the waist. 3 times here, we're going to lift and lower that back leg. So on an inhale, we bring it up. And then as you exhale, bring it back down. 2 more for me. So inhale, bring it up. Exhale down. One last time, all the way up. Exhale down. Now, if you've got a little bit more in you, I want you to bring this foot up. And as you exhale, bring the two together. So elbow, knee together. Exhale, push it back. 2 more. Bring it in. And send it away. And 1 more. Bring it in. And send it away. Good. Slowly go back to box pose. Work your way over. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So this time it's going to be your right foot going all the way out, right hand in line with that knee, and then rocking over to the side. Hand over if you can. Good. Those back toes, they can be curled, or you can have the foot flat. Try and make sure your right hand is in line with your right shoulder. Just for a nice bit of alignment there, help the wrist out. 3 lift and lowers to start. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down. 2 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift it up. 1 more time. Exhale, down. Good. This time we're going to inhale, bring it up. As you exhale, bring those two together, squeeze through the tummy, and then exhale, push it back. Good. Inhale, bring it in. Can you feel those today? Exhale back. And 1 last time. Inhale, bring it in. And exhale, push it back. Good. Slowly come back to box pose. If you need to, have a little wiggle around in between. Good. My legs are definitely feeling those. And then we'll come in towards that down dog. So moving the hands slightly further away, curl the toes and take that nice big inhale to lift up. Bums nice and high, pushing into the back of those legs. So for me, it's because I've had this little run, the back of my legs, my calves, my shins are really feeling it. So I just want to really stretch them out. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time in down dog just moving around. So to start with, I just want you to sway your bottom side to side. Lightly as I put this, just sort of waft your bum round side to side. Trying to get all that weight into the back of the legs. From here, try taking your feet out to the width of your mat. Same thing, we're going to lean it back and then gently sway side to side. You can start to bend the knees here at the same time. This is going to help the shins, ankles, calves, just trying to stretch them out a little bit. Good. Then I want you to bring your feet a little closer together. Lift and lower to the balls of your feet 3 times. So inhale lifts you up. Exhale softens you down. 2 more for me. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Last one, big inhale to short. Exhale back down. Good. I want you to see if you can walk to the middle of your mat for me. So I'm going to start to walk my hands in and walk my feet in. I can bend my knees. It probably won't feel very glamorous, just going as you can. Feet hip distance apart. So there's 2 fists between your big toes, knees nice and soft. Good. Again, just have a little moment here, a little sway around. See, I've got my knees nice and bent. I'm basically resting my chest onto my knees. Good. We'll take a little ragdoll. So hands coming to opposite elbows, relax the head down. Little sway side to side. You can make this quite dramatic. You can really sway it out, bend the knees. Give your head a little shake maybe, make sure there's no tension. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale the hands down. Coming into a little twist. So I'm going to take my right hand over to my left ankle. Inhale the left hand all the way up to the ceiling, looking up if you can. And exhale back down. Same thing on the other side. So we cross it over, big inhale, lift up. And then exhale back down. Good. From this position again, I'm trying to work those calves. We're going to bring those hands down in front of you. Now, if this is a bit of a struggle from this position, what I want you to do, casually, grab something like a cushion or a block, anything you can that's to hand in front of you that you can rest your hands on. So it just gives you a little bit more wiggle room because we're going to be coming up towards those toes and back down. So I want you to feel comfortable with where your hands can come to the ground. So out in front of you, you can bend those knees 3 times. We inhale, lift up, come up on towards the balls of the feet, maybe the toes, and then exhale back down. Good. 2 more for me. So we inhale, rock it forward, and exhale. And 1 more. Inhale, rock it forward, and exhale down. Good. We're coming into a little chair pose. So take the feet nice and wide. This bottom sticking up is now going to stick out, and we're going to come as low as we can. Once you can feel all the weight coming into the heels, those quads starting to light up, inhale, lift it up, and then sit yourself back down. Good. Lift and lower 3 times. So we inhale, push it up, and then exhale, send yourself back to chair. Good. 2 more the same. Big inhale, and exhale. And last one, big inhale. And exhale, just coming all the way down to the ground again. Into a little forward fold for me. Walk out to that down dog 1 more time. So nice and slow. Walk your way out. Have a little pedal of those feet again. Then we're just going to stretch those hips. So keep your left foot on the ground, maybe center it slightly into the mat. Then inhale, lift your right leg nice and high for down dog split. We're going to draw 3 big circles with this right leg. So if you want to, you can draw them from your knee like this. Or if you have a bit more wiggle room, I want you to bring that foot all the way down towards the ground and then send it all the way out to the side. So it's 3 big circles like this. You should feel it in those hips. What we're feeling in the shoulders and the arms. Try and keep it pushed back. Good. Once you've done 3 on one side, moving over to the other side. So we inhale, lift up the left leg. We draw 1 and 2 and 3. Good. From there, both feet on the ground, coming down into plank pose. So inhale, lift up towards your tiptoes, roll the body forward into plank. Nice and slow. Once you're there, soften those knees down, uncurl the toes, and come all the way down. Oh, to collapse on the floor a little bit. I thought this would be a nice stretch that I do after my run, but I think I'm just working my legs as much. It's quite nice to stretch them out though. So all I want to do here is 3 little cobras. Now cobras typically are working your lower back. So if this is an area that's a little bit tricky for you, you're going to bring the hands to the top of the mat out nice and wide. And from there, you'll inhale to lift up. So it's coming a little bit higher in towards the shoulders, in towards the lumbar back, lumbar spine, and then down. If you've got a little bit more wiggle room for me, those hands are coming by the chest, elbows tucked in. The main thing to think about is those elbows staying in the whole time for me. So I look out in front, inhale, lift up, keep those elbows tucked in. Just coming up to a spot that suits you. And then exhale back down. Keep those elbows tucked on in. Yeah, 2 more the same for me. So inhale, lift up. Try and push the shoulders down, loop them down, look up. And exhale. And just 1 more. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower it down. Good. We'll go back to a nice wide-legged child's pose. So inhale up to your knees, and then exhale, send yourself back to child's pose. From there, wide-legged child's pose, excuse me, is knees out to the width of the mat, keeping your feet together at the back. Good challenge to pull the legs up. And then we're going to walk our way down. So it just means your chest and your belly have a little bit more room. If you do have a cushion to hand, it can be a nice time just to place one on your chest to support you. You can rest my chin on it, or even placing it so you can rest your head on it. Probably can't hear me there, but it's very comfy. And just have a few breaths there. From this position, I'm going to slide my cushion out of the way. I'm just going to finish with a few little stretches for my shoulders. So we're going to do what's called threading the needle with the arms. So stay in this position for me, bum as low as you can get it. I want you to lift your head, take your left hand, you're going to slide it behind your right as much as you can, so much so that you come onto the side of that shoulder and the left side of the face comes down. So you can take your right hand away from the body a bit, you can wrap it over your back, just wherever it's comfortable, and try and relax those hands as much as you can. So we're really trying to stretch the shoulders. Excuse me, a little tickle. And just try and ease them out a little bit. If you can, just relaxing the body as much as possible. Slowing the heart rate down, releasing the breath. And we'll slowly go on to the other side. So a big inhale, we lift back up to the center. And then as you exhale, we take our right hand this time, thread it all the way through. So we're coming down to the right side of the face. Again, same thing here. If you've got a cushion to hand, pop it down, thread the arm through, and bring your head down on a cushion. You might as well make it comfy. So whatever just works for you. Just a few breaths there. Again, I'd normally say around 3 breaths, 3 full breaths. But if it feels good, stay there a little longer. If it's not feeling so good, come out a little quicker, just to see what works for you today. Same thing, relaxing the hands. Nice big deep breaths. Then on that next inhale, again, nice and slow, coming back to the center. I want you to walk your hands in toward you, just bringing yourself up. And then we're just going to go back to our seated pose and tune out from there. So nice and simple, nice and short, just to have a good little stretch after my run. Okay. So seated pose, nice and tall for me. Bring those hands down. Take a nice big inhale to float all the way up. Easy exhale up the mouth. Brings our hands down to the chest. Just plugging the thumbs into the heartbeat. And a nice easy rhythm. If you can hear some nibbling sounds, my guinea pigs are having their dinner at the same time. 2 more just the same. Big inhale floats you up. Easy exhale, softens you back down. And one last time. Big inhale. Easy exhale. And while we have the thumbs on the heartbeat, it's a good time just to scan through the body again. Just notice how it feels. And then draw that attention towards the breath without changing it too much, just noticing how it feels in the body. And finally, the mind. Just want you to notice how you feel right this moment. And namaste. Thank you very much for joining me for my little experiment. I'll probably go over it and see how it looks. I might post it on Facebook. I don't know. We shall see. I'll see how it turns out first. But have a really lovely evening. If you don't catch me on YouTube, then I will definitely be on those Facebook Lives this week. We have the next one Tuesday, tomorrow at 7 p.m. And that's a little adult flow to kind of replace my usual Tuesday night class that I do. But yes, have a nice evening. Thank you very much. Apologies for the nibbles of my guinea pigs. And I'll see you soon.